I am super excited to show you this one. I found a gem of a place that I think you're gonna love. It's got everything I look for when I'm traveling. A medieval castle, a river and a canal, a bike greenway path, excellent public transport with train service and a tram, a walkable old town with restaurants and bars, and incredible scenery at every turn. And as you'll see, there are affordable places to buy or rent. I'm going to give you all the details, so keep watching. Hi, I'm Tommy from Traveltirement.com. If you love the idea of living affordably in France or Italy, you should join us over there. Sign up for free at Traveltirement.com. Today we are in Besançon, which is a town in the French department of Doubs, D-O-U-B-S. Doubs is southeast of Paris and borders Switzerland. Besançon is located right on the Doubs River, and the old medieval town is almost completely surrounded by the river. The city of Dijon and the Burgundy wine area are just about 55 minutes away by train, so in under an hour you can be drinking some of the world's best wines. Besançon is in a very hilly area not too far from Switzerland. As I zoom in, you'll be able to see that there are tons of river valleys and rolling hills. I'll show you a few amazing sights and views you can see, but first, let's talk about how close basic amenities are. There are many restaurants spread throughout the city, especially in the old medieval part, which you can see here encircled by the Doubs River. There are also plenty of bars and pubs to wet your whistle, plenty of supermarkets spread throughout the area, and many of them are going to be easy to get to on the tram, which we'll look at shortly. Speaking of the tram, there's also a very large university hospital also located right on the tram line. To get to Besançon from Paris, it looks like there's an actual TVG high-speed train station very nearby. So you could take the TGV from Paris to this station, and then it looks to be just a 13-minute regional train ride down to the city. The city has an incredible mix of transportation options. As you can see from this transportation map, they include trains getting to the city, a tram stop that's right outside the train station, which I'll show you shortly when we get on the Google Street View, an array of buses that take you around town for shopping, other bus lines that take you right around the medieval city center, and even a bus that takes you up to the Citadel on top of the hill. There appear to be tons of walking and bike paths throughout the city, and from the main train station, it looks like it's only a 21-minute walk to get to the historic town center. I'm going to show you one place that's for sale and another one that's for rent in the historic district. But first, let's look around the city and see what kind of interesting things there are to do. The first thing I'll point out is La Citadelle, which is an old castle right here where the river pinches in, and it's located high up on the cliffs looking down on the river. It looks like it's now a tourist attraction with a museum and grounds that you can walk around. Plenty of nice views from up there. Another nice site I found is called Monument de la Libération, which is a World War II monument located in the hills just outside of Besançon, and it provides terrific views of the city. There also looks to be a beautiful greenway path that runs right along the Doubs River, basically the entire distance of the city and further. You can see people boating out here. I know you can rent stand-up paddleboards and kayaks for this spot. In doing my research, I also saw that this bike path along the river is the Eurovelo 6 route, which is a well-marked bike path that actually runs from central France all the way to the border of Switzerland. You can learn more about it on the France Velo Tourism site, which I will link below. Along the Doubs River, there's also a canal, and this is the Rhine to Rhone Canal. So people can take boats from Germany down along this river and then go south along the Rhone River and end up in the Mediterranean Sea. You'll see some of that when I get down on Street View. If you wanted to go skiing in the Swiss Alps, that's going to take you a little over 3 hours by car. Another option would be to go to a ski resort in the Vosges Mountains of France, which is to the northeast. The mountains are not as big, but it will save you about 45 minutes on the drive. It looks like there are a number of good hiking areas too in the hills surrounding Besançon. I'll just say there's no shortage of outdoor activities to do in this area. Before we look at the properties that are for sale in this area, let's jump down to Google Maps and take a look around the Street View. Let's start our Google Street View journey at the main train station in town, and it's just north of the medieval city center here. All right, we're now in the parking lot of the train station. You can see there are the regional trains here. So these are not TGV high-speed trains, but they are going to be pretty fast since you can get to Dijon in about 55 minutes. Now we're on the street right outside the train station, which you can see right up here. And if I scroll to the left, You can see there is a tram stop here right outside of the train station. And this tram not only takes you to the hospital in the direction that we're facing now, but going back the other way, it takes you right into the medieval town center. Let's do a virtual walk along the route right now. You can see the beautiful hills in the distance. You can see the tram winds its way right down through the city. Some of this old French architecture is just stunning. All right, we just came from up that direction, and I just wanted to show you as we get close to the medieval center of town, again, some of this beautiful French architecture, and the bridge over the river is just ahead. So this is the Doubs River. You see there's a beautiful Greenway on this side. And then if I go up here and turn back to the right, this is the Rhine to Rhone canal that I was talking about. Part of it goes along the river, but part of it is separate. Now we're getting closer to the medieval center, but before we go there, I want to show you something I just discovered. So I saw this on the map, the blue line, and I thought it was just another street, but when I pan around, this is actually a tour boat that you can take on the Doubs River, or actually technically this is on the canal. You can see the people enjoying their ride, the Greenway trail that goes right along here and goes all the way around. This is the one that I believe connects with the Eurovelo 6 bike path. So I'm sure it's a very fun and informative boat ride around the city. We've come a little bit further down the tram line, and I'm going to show you some interesting things in this area. It looks very popular for tourists. So if I turn back to the left here, there is a bridge, another bridge that goes across the river. The tram line crosses again. And look how beautiful this is. This is the old medieval part of the town. And then across the river is also an old, but I guess newer part of town. Just look at this church and this architecture. The other thing I wanted to show you is if we go back this way, you can see it opens up into this giant pedestrian area surrounded by restaurants. You see one right here. Outdoor seating. What a great spot to relax in the sunshine, have a nice glass of wine, and meet your friends for a nice dinner. Now we're a few more blocks down into the medieval city center, and I wanted to show you this. Look at the sign on the wall here. This place or piazza, or what we would just call a town square, is called the Place du 8th of September, and it says Liberation of Besançon. So I'm guessing this has something to do with World War II. I could be wrong. But when I turn around, look at these buildings and this beautiful church. And then there's tons of outdoor seating and restaurants right across the way. Just so nice. What a lovely place to visit. The last thing I will show you before we talk about the properties for sale in this area is that University Hospital that I talked about. You can see it on the left here. And I'm going to jump down on Google Street View one more time just to show you that you can take the tram there. All right, I've jumped back down on Street View, and where we're facing this way, this is back towards the main city of Besançon, back in these hills. You can see the tram lines coming along here. Here's the tram station. And this is the University Hospital. So even if you lived here, I'm pretty sure you would not need a car to get anywhere you needed to get. Groceries, medical, downtown, restaurants. It looks very transportation friendly. What I thought I would do is jump on seloger.com, which is a website for French real estate. And what you see here is all of the places for sale in Besançon under 200,000 euros with at least 2 bedrooms. As of the making of this video, it looks like there are 98 spread throughout Besançon. Here's an apartment for sale that is not too far from the train station, and it is very close to the tram line, so it would be easy to get around. You can see it's 172,500 euros, and I'll just go through some of the pictures here. See, it has a nice outdoor patio or terrace. It's a nice open floor plan, and it looks to be in pretty good shape. Nice modern kitchen. And this looks to be like one of the bedrooms, and a second bedroom, and your bathroom, which looks in good shape, nice and clean. It looks like a pretty good value considering you could certainly live here without a car and use public transportation or walk around. Now I've switched it so that we're talking about renting a place for under 1,000 euros a month, which would be about $1,100. And once again, you can see there are over 80 places surrounding Besançon and some right in the historic medieval district. Here's an example of a place to rent right in the historic district. You can see it's 814 euros per month. And there are only 4 pictures, but you can see it looks very nice, very stylish. And if I scroll down, you can see it's on the 2nd floor of a 4-floor building. The nice thing about seloger.com is you can also do things like discover the neighborhood, calculating travel time to this place, and also look at a 3D view when it's available. Besançon looks like an incredible place to not only visit, but to possibly live. Between the medieval city, the river, the canal, the kayaking and canoeing, the Eurovelo 6 bike path, skiing not too far away, hiking trails are all around the city. It's really an amazing place. It has so much to offer that it actually reminds me of another property that I profiled a little further south in France. And if you want to watch that video, it's right over there.